It is a gloomy Saturday. It is a gloomy Saturday, the 11th, but it's still a Saturday. It's still a little bit of an extra kind of bump of a bonus. And what's really exciting is I've got arms. So plan for arms. I'll see. I gotta warm up, loosen up. I might end up doing a superset today, just because if you ever do, I hate that this is a thing to say, but if you ever do, or if you ever, what am I trying to say? If you haven't done an arm day, that's what I'm saying, then you don't know what you're missing out on. But if you haven't done one, then there's two ways to go about it. You can do all of your biceps and then all of your triceps. All your biceps, then all your triceps and all your biceps back and forth, where you just do one group and then the other, solid. You know, nothing wrong with that. But I've started to take a liking to alternating between the two. Whether that ends up being like one set of pushdowns, one set of curls, back and forth, with, you know, rest periods in between. So that would be, I warm up my triceps and my biceps at the same time, light curls, light pushdowns, and once I'm ready for a working set, you know, maybe bust out a set of rope extensions, wait a minute, then a set of curls, wait a minute, back and forth like that. Or sometimes I'll do, I call this, I guess there's not a name, but I like doing 3 sets of pushdowns, 3 sets of curls, 2 sets of pushdowns, 2 sets of curls, 1 set of pushdown, 1 set of curls, and then a superset combining the 2 as a finisher. So that ends up being 7 sets per each muscle group, which is just about there. You know, a little more, a little less, you're cool. But I like that approach. Or, you know, doing biceps first and then triceps after, whatever. Or doing a bit of a superset where it's set of pushdowns, immediately do a set of curls with no rest. Set of pushdowns, immediately do a set of curls, no rest. And then you rest in between those 2 chunks. Now, they each have their own advantage. I think doing all tries, all bis, you get 100% focus on whatever muscle group you're hitting in the moment. You cook it, wreck it, your triceps are done. Now you move on to biceps. Right? So it's very just one-track minded, simple. But when you're done, your biceps might be pumped to hell, but your triceps could have deflated a little bit. You know, you don't stay pumped forever. So that makes me like an alternating lift where I'm pumping them both up at the same time. And when I'm finished, you know, with whatever that last set of triceps or pushdowns or curls ends up being, then when I hit the pose down, well, my biceps and my triceps are both fully pumped at the same time. So, I mean, do I have to explain the benefit of why I would like that? But if you're ever in a rush, like if you're in, you've got a legitimate, okay, I have 20 minutes to get a pump. Like I have 20 minutes today to get this arm workout done. I gotta go right now. That's where I would recommend that immediate no rest superset. So set of pushdowns, set of curls, rest a second, and then repeat. I can get a really good arm pump, probably maybe 15 minutes. I could probably do that. Now it'd be a little bit lower weight, lower rest period, you know, higher paced workout. But I've done a pretty damn quick arm day. Just, I guess, I don't know, I don't remember the exact cause. Might have been a scheduling issue, or maybe I was late for something. I don't know. But it can be done. Not my favorite, you know, obviously I want to have at least like an hour chunk of time set out, because the last thing you want to do is have to rush, you know. I mean, I've had it where I'm doing a leg day, I look at the clock, I realize like, oh my god, I gotta be done by this because I didn't drive there early enough, or, you know, whatever else. Shit just happens sometimes, and it just sucks, you know. So that's gonna be one angle of your post that was the grossest sounding exhaust I've ever heard. Sorry to tell him. But when it comes to your out of gym preparation for the lift, right? You've got a few things. I don't have like the 4 P's of SAM training or whatever, but I do have a few things that I really care about and try to make sure I do right. So one, I want to be well rested. That's pretty basic. I think we can all wrap our heads around that. I want to be well hydrated. And I put well hydrated above well fed. Because if I come into a workout with no food, but I'm hydrated, I drank like a liter of water right when I woke up, plus whatever my pre-workout was, plus whatever I'm drinking in the meantime, I'm going to feel pretty good. If I'm dehydrated, then the lift is going to suck. So I'd say rest and hydration are going to be, I'd say they're pretty much top priority. Now, second to that, your fedness, and honestly, I think that's probably third. What's really second to that is your schedule. Just making sure you actually blocked out a good chunk of time. Now, you don't have to rip like a 5 a.m. workout unless you do. And if you do, you got to thug it out if that's the only time in your day that you can really fit it in consistently. But no matter what, just give yourself some time, because I don't think anything good gets done if you're just like really rushing yourself and you're in a hurry. Like when I'm in the gym, for one, I want to be kind of I want to be mellow, but also insanely hype at the same time. And that comes with not thinking like, okay, I've only got 20 minutes to be done. So it's kind of this twofold like yin yang situation. But if I know I've got a chunk, like, okay, I don't, it's 10 o'clock now, I don't have to do anything till 1, or whatever, I don't know. Then that lets me come into the gym with a very I don't want to say clear head, but a level head where I don't have to think about anything else. And I can really just be present for the workout. And when I say present, that's another thing that's kind of like this, back and forth dichotomy of a mindset. Because some of my best lifts, when my preparation is solid, rested, hydrated, I'm just fucking hype, I'm excited. I got my music playing, I'm listening to some kind of fucking Baki can't be touched music video, imagine just whatever, getting myself in the fucking zone. Sometimes the workout feels like it's over before it's begun. Like it just happens like that. And I don't want to say that you're in the zone, but it's certainly a kind of flow state where if everything is in order behind the scenes, then at least for you on this specific day in your specific world, the stars have aligned. And your odds are the pump that you get, whether it's arms, legs, back, chest, shoulders, whatever, is going to be nuts. And you're going to have way more fun doing it, So I always look at my sort of, let's just say, the situation of the gym as something which I want to build momentum up with. So every time I have a positive experience in the gym, that builds momentum. Every time I come in and hit a crazy lift, well fed, well rested, well scheduled, so I'm not rushing, and I'm in just a really good headspace, what are the odds that I want to come back tomorrow? What are the odds that I want to come back the next day and the day after that? And, just indefinitely for fucking years, right? Those odds go up astro-freaking-nomically. So, just something to keep in mind, right? The more fun you have doing something, the more likely it is that you're going to want to keep doing that something. And then with the gym, at least, the more you do it, the better results you'll get, the more excited you'll be to do it, and then it just turns into this upward freaking spiral, So try to jump on that train if possible. Now, it might not seem like the most fun thing to do, because that means turning your phone off at 10 or whenever you're trying to go to bed, or shit. What time are you guys are doing pickleball at 6? Ooh, all right. Okay, I'm gonna move your schedule around, make sure you actually give yourself some time for a good workout, things like that. Because that small, itsy bitsy sort of sacrifice of a minor difficulty in the moment, you're going to completely forget about, and all you're going to remember going forward. I mean, I'd like to think this is what I'm going to think back on this whole kind of era of time for me. It's like, man, holy shit, I was getting after it. I was fucking nuts. The last thing I want to think is, yeah, summer 2026, man, that's when things went downhill. I was working out for a while, and then I don't know, I just started slowing down. I got an Arby's promotional credit card, and I got 1 million points on it by buying 8-pound sandwiches or whatever. I don't know. Now I'm just getting into a ramble. But either way, I'm very excited for arms. I was thinking about making today a rest day. Yesterday with back, I could tell my legs were still cooked. I felt pretty strong. I went out to we went to Texas Roadhouse. That was the first time I went out for kind of gross food. No, it's not gross, but you know, I think had like 3 buns with some of that like sugar butter. Just, I mean, just terrible. I'd recommend Texas Roadhouse once every 2 months. Would be a good frequency, if that. So I got some extra food in my system, so pretty strong, but I can tell my legs are still cooked. They were not used to that big ass set of Smith machine squats. So I think I might be due for a rest day tomorrow. And I was pretty sure I was going to do one today, but I didn't want to. I don't want to get a pump. So since it's only arms, I'm going to stretch it a little further and still go for it. I can get a solid lift, even though I might be a little bit residually fatigued. Now, since tomorrow I have legs scheduled, then tomorrow may need to be a rest day. Tomorrow may need to just be cardio only. But even then, I might just make it a shoulder forearm day. Something along those lines, you know, just really change it up. But we'll see. Let's focus on the moment and get arms started. There we go. All right, I have come up with a plan. So what I'm thinking is rope extension first, immediate curls, no rest. I might add rest going forward, but yeah. I think a faster paced, back and forth superset kind of workout, at least today, will elicit a much wilder pump. Now, I'm a little bit biased because when you're dieted, or at least on the flatter side of full, the pump is fleeting, right? When I'm full of glycogen and I'm eating like, you know, however many thousand calories a day, 700 grams of carbs, dude, I want to do tries first and then buys because I get too pumped to the point that it's like impeding my ability to even do the movements. But flat, it makes me like doing both at once so that I'm fully pumped, even if just for a few minutes. But let's start with the rope, and then the 70s are calling my name. Okay. All right. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's hit that same thing one more time. Two. All right, come on. Ooh. Two. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. 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 All right. Let's pick a new pair of movements. I'm not sure what. Those were good though. All right. So the dumbbell section I actually like. I'm going to go back and do another set of dumbbell curls paired up with this overhead extension. I think triceps needs a little more variety compared to bis. Because biceps, I mean, this, as long as you're doing that in some way, you're getting 90% of it done. But I think with triceps, I mean, I want to do light squeezing stuff and really feel a squeeze in the long head, this big chunk in the bottom, and overhead stuff so I can really stretch the long head as well. So, you know, if you're going to pick one to be a little more complicated, I'd say use some more brain power for triceps and some more brute power, I guess, just evenly across both. But let's get real. Come on. Damn it. Oh, I gotta start it manually. There we go. Okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Let's run that back one more time, but do the 60s instead of the 70s. Oh, shit. All right. One more of those. Yeah. Next pairing, straight bar push down, jumped immediately to an easy bar preacher. This will be a good combo. Just brutish, no holding, squeezing. Just get after it. Gotta hit play manually, goddammit. There we go. Emma. One more.
Still focused on my face.
Yeah, it gets kind of wonky though, because the closer you get, the camera's here, but this camera's here. When you're further away, it looks pretty good. Yes, that'll stop it. And then do the OK signal again. That stops the recording.
Still recording.
It takes a second. Whoa, that's not the right guy. Whoops. There we go. Now we're good. One more and then I'm done, I believe. Okay. Oh, done. All right, arms complete. Badass lighting has been found. Oh, and I'm fucking drenched. Fans and or a big ass AC unit will probably be required sometime. Not today, but sometime. Let me scoot us over to... There we go. Yeah, now we're cooking. So let's see how we're looking. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's just get cardio done and do a more post-lift discussion in the car. Ooh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, buddy. Who's a good little boy? More like a good big boy. Sit. Hey, sit. Sit your little butt. Oh, yes. What do you have to say? What do you have to say to everyone? Okay, I think I need a car cover, or I think I need a seat cover at least. I ordered this like $200 garage, like warehouse shower enclosure. I'm gonna set it up in there and see if I can get that working. I mean, I don't want to make like a mess of water and whatever, but a post-lift rinse, especially since I'm gonna be so sweaty this summer, I think that is a valid upgrade in there. So I think I'll do another little gym tour soon. It's changed a little bit. Things have been moved around, but the basic gist of it is, you know, basically the same. It's not going to get any upheavals anytime soon or anything crazy like that. But that was a good lift. Arms pumped to shit, and considering I'm not full, that felt like a really good arm pump, which to be expected. That's what I was saying. By going back and forth, they both get fully pumped at the same time. Actually, I think I was fully pumped after that, like maybe 2 or 1 set before the workout was actually over. Like I could feel that was probably the peak pump, and then it kind of got away from me a little bit. Not awesome, you know, not super fun. But if you're dieting, it's just kind of part of the deal, you know. I'm kind of surprised how strong it felt today, though. So that's pretty cool. So didn't pull or tweak anything, but got a substantial amount of stimulation, I feel. And on those dumbbell curls, especially the 60s, after that first set of, or I guess the first 2 sets of the 70s, those 60s really had something going on. So what I mean by that is with the 70s, just doing the rep at all is basically the hard part. Even just getting up to the top. I mean, I had to finish with like a little drop set of hammer curls even to get close to like a normal kind of rep range. So a little heavier than standard, but as a heavy set, I think they were good. But when I drop down to those 60s, there's a little extra oomph you can give the weight when it's more so in a realm that you can really control. So I still think that those sets with the 70s were good. A lot of tension, really push my biceps as hard as they can, well, I guess as hard as they can pull, rather. But by grabbing the 60s, I could get to the top and then have an extra little bit of oomph of a squeeze. So 2 guys can do a set of curls, and the curl sets can look exactly the same. Rep, like nothing. But the quality of the reps, and I think the overall quality of the sets and the workouts, for the guy who gives it a little extra something on top, it's going to add up for him. Now, it's not drastic. In the moment, that guy will have a better pump, I think, because he's really contracting harder than the other dude. But over time, I think the workouts are going to be better. And it's not only because that little extra squeeze adds a little bit of extra damage and kind of fatigue on a rep per rep basis, but it also bleeds into just the mindset of the guy training, right? Someone who's coming in and just going through the motions of a set. Okay, you know, curl, 10 reps, put it down, ooh, okay, whatever. Versus the guy who's really putting his mind in the muscle of, okay, that extra oomph. And it doesn't have to be every set, but at least a good chunk of them if you're really making every rep count, especially if it's a little lighter and you can really squeeze and hold and burn. That's going to change your trajectory compared to anybody else. So it's not so much visualization, but it's just someone who's more present, you know? If you're playing dodgeball and one guy is like half playing, half on his phone, the dude's going to get smacked in the face. Guaranteed, like nothing. Now, the guy who has no distractions, he's catching shit, he's doing a rebound, he's fucking getting a double hit on somebody that's not looking, right? The guy who's paying more attention, putting more mental effort into what he's doing, and just being present in the moment is going to perform better. Now, the reason I say dodgeball is because I love dodgeball. When I was in high school, we had every so often throughout the year, we would have clubs. So the way that it worked would be, I don't know if your school was like this too, but the whole school would have 2 lunch periods because the school was so big it would split them up. So period 1 and then period 2. Or I think it was actually 5 and 6 or 4 and 5, I don't know, whatever. But what we would do is it would always be lunch, study hall. Like everybody would just get 1 study hall period. But during clubs, that study hall would be replaced by whatever the hell a club was. So dodgeball, chess, all sorts of, just a million, you know, enough to make up for like a school of a couple thousand. So eventually I figured out, well, I can pick dodgeball as my main club, but I can also sneak into the other dodgeball period and just play then. So what I would do is I'd get 45 minutes of dodgeball. The bell would ring, so you get 5 minutes in between or whatever. Go down to the cafeteria, get whatever my lunch was, which at the time, what I would do is I would just get 2 chicken sandwiches, lose the buns, just eat the patties. Because in my head at this time, I'm thinking ton of protein, not too many carbs. That was kind of my main gaining approach back when I was younger, which totally worked. Nice. That guy's got a C4 Corvette. That one's pretty fucking cool. But I'd scarf that down in like 2 minutes and then go back and play some more dodgeball. That's something I would do if there was so the YMCA next to me. I know they have like, not club, but they've got like rec basketball. I would love if they would schedule rec dodgeball. I would do that. I'd probably be sweatier than I am right now after 30 minutes or 45 minutes of fucking dodgeball. And I'm not talking like the foam balls where the outer rubber cover is off. I'm talking like the real rubber ones. Yeah. Even just saying it, it's making me want to manifest some dodgeball. But you got to get a crew. It's not a solo activity. But what the hell was the point of any of that? Okay, arms, pump. Somehow I got back to I don't know. I don't remember what the point was. But either way, that was pretty fun. I guess that's the only reason I bring that up. Oh yeah, no, I remember. Yeah. So just by being focused, you're gonna perform better. And doesn't that make sense? Like, is that not something that we all know? It's it's as basic as, if you want to get bigger, eat more protein, train hard, lift weights, and sleep a lot. Yeah, a 5-year-old kid knows that. Like the basics are all there. If somebody's studying for a test and he really focuses on every chapter and every little bit of triple integrals and freaking whatever, I don't remember anything beyond just those buzzwords. But at the time, I knew what I was doing, at least a little bit. The guy who actually sits and focuses and makes sure he's doing everything right and putting in the practice of like practice problems or whatever, that's a guy who's gonna fucking pass. That's the dude who's gonna do well and who isn't gonna stress when he's thinking, okay, all right, I'm ready. It's that dude who slacks, who kind of just, he shows up, he's there, but he's not really putting in enough effort to actually make anything badass happen. He's gonna catch himself falling behind. And it's not a fun feeling. And a lot of the times when anybody catches themselves not where they want to be, not on track to where they want to be, and really it's not even that. It's more so we see someone else doing what we want to do. We see someone else in a position that we want for ourselves. And that kind of gives us this sort of self-reflection of, fuck. Now there's 2 options on how to react to that. One is to say, look at it objectively. Fuck, this guy's hustling. He's making this shit happen. I want to do that. Get to square one, start moving, get after it. Do your cardio, track your calories. I cannot say that fucking enough. Or you see somebody doing better than you or further ahead than you or maybe having more fun than you and you think, well, that's only because of this and this and, because I have and then, you come up with a million excuses. And to be honest, loser mentality. Absolute not a go-getter mentality. Now, there's guys out there doing way better than me in all sorts of things that I like doing. And I don't necessarily, like, my immediate thought isn't, fuck that guy. You know, it's not always, man, I want to be doing what that guy's doing. You know, not like a total, I'm not like totally positive all the time. But, you know, he's doing his thing and you're doing your thing. And if you want to be more like somebody else, well, do the things that they're doing. Get after it the same way that they're getting after it, right? The more you put in, the more you get out. Words of legend. And I'd say words to live by. Those are some good ones. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you see somebody where you want to be, I would recommend trying to start doing what they're doing. And then before you know it, you might be getting a little closer. Before you know it even further, you might be ahead of them. I mean, I've been lifting in the same gyms for, it's coming up on 8 years. You know, I mean, not this one, obviously, this is new, but like the YMCA's, Planet Fitnesses, I mean, even just gyms in general, you know, whenever I'm traveling around, like, it's been a while, and I've seen the same people who I've been training with for a very fucking long time. And I still remember back when I was kind of a scrapper, you know, I'm not saying that in a negative way, but just when I was younger, you know, 160-pound dude coming in, hitting biceps in a tank top. I remember thinking, man, these guys are fucking huge. And now, I mean, the comparison's nuts. Now, obviously, I'm, you know, doing this in a very specific way, so it's not a fair comparison. But, you know, time flies. I just titled yesterday's video, or maybe this was 2 videos ago, either one, but one lift out of 2,750. I think it's probably more than that, but I've been training for about 8 years now, weights specifically, like bodybuilding training, and I really haven't been taking that many rest days. I mean, not very many per month. So I counted, 8 years times 365 days is about 2,900. So I assumed like 100 rest days over that period. It was probably less than that, but whatever. So just to be safe, I only said 2,750. But 2,750. Is that fucking crazy, man? I mean, it does not feel like that. Like, it does not feel like I'm trudging along getting to those numbers. You know, I just kind of lucked out because I really enjoy getting a pump. So just by repeating the same activity on the regular, shit just starts to happen quicker than you could ever imagine. Now, it's still slow, but it's, you know, time passes like nothing. I still remember, I've got this very vivid memory of myself as a kid swinging on the swing set. I had to be like fucking 7, you know, and I feel like I still remember it like yesterday. So, yeah, man, make use of it while you have it. I think that's my end statement. You know, so if you know you could be making slightly better use of your time, and probably a more accurate way to say it is better use of your energy and your daily capacity for a little something extra. Yeah. Start now. Start fucking now. All right. Tomorrow never even happens. It's only ever today. Because by the time tomorrow happens, it'll be today. You get what I'm saying. So, if you're already on track, well, then you know what you're doing. Hell yeah. Keep going. Nothing else to say. Badass arm day. Cardio complete. Get to go chill with the dogs and the cats. It was a good day. It was a good day, and it's not even 2 o'clock yet. So, I'll see you tomorrow.